Just as it stood, one day it all came crashing down, scattered across the floor like a bucket of building blocks that had been tipped over. Lifeless, no shape, no direction. And as two onlookers quietly stared at the mess on the ground in front of them, one put his head in his hands and cried. He reminisced of the beauty lost, the joy that used to exist, comfort, familiarity gone. In fact, he could see nothing but the ghost of what once stood in that very spot. The other, she looked on with curious eyes, wondered, imagined what could cherished memories and acquired wisdom build with these broken parts. Perhaps something far greater than what stood there before. Was it possible to build using not what today took, but what yesterday provided? Because before anything can begin, something inevitably must end. And while we'll miss what sits on the other side of that now locked door, let's not forget that a new one awaits, unlocked, slightly open, waiting for you to simply walk through. Broken is fractured, but not damaged. Same pieces, same parts, same potential, just temporarily lacking cohesion. When what you know comes crashing down, we look on and think sometimes it's fate, sometimes it's a mistake. But the truth is, every time it is a chance to begin again. It's stripping down what you have, breathing in, puffing up your chest, pushing your normal, your routine, your regular off the shelf and watching it explode into a million tiny pieces on the living room floor. Unsettling, sure. The unknown often is. But life's best kept secrets are blended into what we already see, know, and have. How nearsighted to blame the situation when all it asks is that we see life a little differently. Old things must break in order to make new things. Who you thought you were must unravel so that you can become who you might be. Broken is not over, it's a beginning. Broken is the old coming down so its replacement can pierce the sky. Broken is taking what didn't work and rearranging it so that it does. Broken is growth, a derivative of greatness, life in motion, a place in time. It is not forever, not damaged or flawed or over. No, it's right where it needs to be. Chin up, eyes wide, expectations high. It's taking the same pieces that were holding you down, the very same pieces, and using them to lift yourself into the ether. Because somewhere deep down, you've always known that that's where you belong. And until now, you just haven't let yourself leave the atmosphere. Until now, stars were fiction, make-believe lights illuminating the misconceptions that guided your every step. A notion that in the name of progress needs to break, rearrange. It must become the very armor that you wear. See, a life worth living is comprised of plot twists, broken assurances, and redefined plans. The same feet that caused your stumble propel your jump. The same troubles that bring you hardship give you what you need for growth. Yesterday didn't define you, it broke you down so that today you can build yourself back up.
Garth Brooks once said, "The human spirit is unbreakable, relentless, and free." I say, just like the army, we were put on this earth to be all that we can be. But unfortunately, at times when life starts to bully, we cower and flee. But the true champions unlock their doors of greatness because they finally realize that they hold the key. See, the will is free, but the passion is fueled by the previous pain, the scars that were attained from the internal and external shackles and chains that left us drained, stained, and just about mentally insane. But just before we broke through like glass in a window pane. And that's the very moment that it all clicked in our brain. And it was so simple and plain. We finally came to the realization that we were unbreakable. We came to the realization that we were unshakable. And all of the beat downs that we took from life provided valuable lessons that are now irreplaceable. And that's why the glow of success that you see in our eyes is unmistakable. And the odds are favorable that the only breakdowns that will occur in our lives are when we remove the bacteria of our haters, because our haters are now officially biodegradable. Yeah. Life will test your mental and your physical. You gotta keep on pushing through to get to your residual. Your time is now, no time for looking pitiful. The pitfalls that you face and help you overcome the critical. Losers quit, it's typical, they cynical, but winners keep believing, and their word for you is biblical, the spiritual, the universe. No matter how you slice that cake, you get no icing if you never let your cake bake. And what I mean is you must go through the process to progress. And part of the process is bad days. Part of the process is sad days. Part of the process is mad days. Rough patches, cuts, bruises, and scratches. But through it all, you always show flashes. So when life handed you matches, you didn't burn, die, and turn to ashes. You did like the matches, but you made the choice to catch fire and blaze a trail full of passion and desire. And now many follow in your footsteps and admire the fact that you took all of your prior moments of being a crier, whiner, and moaner. You snatched victory from the jaws of defeat just when the world thought you was a goner, and you somehow turn those lumps of coal into fuel, and now you are powerful testimony owner. You own the fact that you were on the brink of breaking, but you chose to fight, and now your feats are monumental and record breaking. Defeat had to take a back seat because you came to compete. You rose from a nothing to the status of the elite. You used to be sour on life, but now because of the fruits of your labor, your life is oh so sweet. But still, life will test your mental and your physical. You gotta keep on pushing through to get to your residual. Your time's now, stop looking pitiful. Those pitfalls that you face and help you overcome that critical. Losers quit, it's typical, but winners keep believing, and that word for you is biblical, the spiritual, the universe. No matter how you slice your cake, you get no icing if you never let your cake bake. So expect the unexpected, but never lose sight of the fact that you were selected, and you should demand to be respected. But whenever you feel rejected and dejected, always remember, you have the power to say, this is not how my story ends. You have the power to keep fighting to the very end. You have the power to overcome the fear you carry deep within. You have the power to never snap, even when you start to bend. You have the power to fall down 9 times and get back up 10. You have the power to lose the lead and still come back and win. You are resilient. You are indestructible. You are undestroyable. You are invincible. You are an unstoppable force. These are all facts, and none of this is debatable. So when life comes to attack you again, you stand up tall and say, life, I will not snap, because I am unbreakable. Lock in with me. Fear is unacceptable. Success never starts out impeccable. Ask anybody that's ever achieved greatness, they're talking perseverance, persistence, and patience. But you won't even try because you're scared to fail. See, what I need you to do for me today is come up out of your shell and unveil that champion that you keep buried deep in your soul. They say the dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. So desperately, we all seek success, but we want it on our own terms. That doggone disease of laziness has spread throughout the world and it's hit us all like a bad germ. And unfortunately, so many of us never find a cure in our lifetime. And that's because we never dare to step outside of the box, and we keep telling ourselves that now is not the right time. And thus, we make a living helping someone else fulfill their dreams. And slowly we lose our sense of purpose and forget that greatness is inherently in our genes, your DNA. Or as I like to call it, your dynamic natural ability. And since your strands twist, I need you to flip it like a gymnast and show the world that you got that next level agility. Oh, okay. Now I get it. It's your pain association. See, you associate more pain with the hard work and struggle of trying to change your mental concentration than that of your current situation of frustration and aggravation. See, what you need is a mental renovation. A declaration of elevation and education, which leads to a demonstration of domination, captivation, and celebration. With a designation for detonation. Which basically means you have now put yourself in a position to blow up. So let this serve as my reminder that you were put on this earth to show up and show out. So please eliminate all the worries, eliminate all the doubts. Truth be told, the sooner you get started, the sooner you can start messing up. So you have to fail your way to success. It's all about trial and error. The grind is real. No time for resting up. So you have my permission to fail. Remember, you can't change the direction of the wind, but you can adjust the sail. Keyword, adjust. Separate the two. Add just a little bit more to the execution of your game plan. And when you hit that roadblock, learn, grow, change, but please, don't stick with the exact same plan. I can hear you now. But Fry, life is so hard. You really think I can figure this thing out? Yes. And I say that without a shadow of doubt. Cause see, we all try to take the easy route. But there is no easy route. I promise you can do this. I don't care what your friends say. You just gotta grind hard daily. Climb the hump and make every day a Wednesday. You were born to be a winner. You were born to be a champion. You have my permission to fail. Fail your way to success. This is a great day to win.
Do not be afraid of failing. You cannot be afraid of failing. Most people view failure as flaws. Successful people view their failures as lessons. They could be their greatest teachers as long as you choose for them to be teachers. Failure is just another way of the universe saying, try again. Here's the thing that you have to realize. On your road to success, you're going to fail over and over again. Thomas Edison, who created the light bulb, failed 10,000 times at creating the light bulb. And what he's famous for saying is that he didn't fail 10,000 times at creating the light bulb, he just found 10,000 ways not to create a light bulb. The creator of Honda, when he was 27 years old, said that success is 99% failure. You only see that 1% of success. So the most successful people that you know are also the people who have failed more than anybody else that you know. So just remember this, your failures are not flaws. Your failures are your greatest lessons if you allow them to be. If you want to be successful, you're going to fail over and over again. But use those failures as teachers, as lessons, and eventually you will get to success.